In creating our Pecha Kucha, we chose to explain our growth as leaders through the model of courageous followership, which has a strong tie to acting morally and exerting moral influence. There are 5 components to this model that we plan to explore, which are the courage to assume responsibility, the courage to serve, the courage to challenge, the courage to participate in transformation, and finally, the courage to...
We begin with courage to assume responsibility, which means we had to identify our character strengths. For Leadership 100, we took a VIA character survey that analyzed what character traits we viewed to be our strongest. According to that survey, my top strength is giving and receiving love. I reflected upon my strength and discovered giving and receiving love allows me to form strong bonds with people and care about the good of the group rather than personal accomplishments.
Just like David, I had giving and receiving love as my highest character strength. While realizing our pros with this strength, acknowledging the negatives is what makes us grow as leaders. The blatant one was the difficulty for us to create discipline amongst our followers. Being captains of our respective passions, we know how difficult it can be to create both a strong camaraderie amongst a team while still having the confidence to say that this isn't the time to goof around.
Teamwork is a strong trait for me, because I feel like I work at my strongest with a team. A team can get more things done in a shorter period of time, at least that I feel, than I could do myself. However, if the team does not click together, things come hard and stuff never seems to get done.
My top character strength is creativity, the ability to think in new ways and never be content with solving problems conventionally. Being creative, I am able to see things from different perspectives and solve problems in unique ways. I was able to be creative when I saw one of the hay bales was still bound but no one nearby had a knife to open it. I decided to open the bale with a sharp rock nearby and everyone was able to use it.
Like Brittany, I also had creativity as my top character strength. A negative of having strong creativity is that you may be unable to accept conventional systems or ways of doing things, which may be problematic if you try to challenge the ways of working in an environment that is unable to change. I noticed this problem when I attempted to plant trees where they were not originally placed, but was told I could not.
My first character strength was honesty, which is something that is very important to me and something that is important to all leaders. Some of the pros of honesty is it leaves out all ambiguity and allows you to be direct and upfront with people, let them know what's going on. However, sometimes it can be off-putting and can offend people. An honest leader is an effective leader.
Knowing our character strengths gave us qualities to bring to the table for our service learning project. By participating in this volunteer work, we demonstrated the courage to serve, which in many cases is supporting a leader through hard, often unglamorous work. Many of us didn't have a strong desire to attend this, but over the course of the project we learned its importance not only to the environment but to all of us leaders.
The service learning project required us to serve the community. It also required us to do something we may not want to do, yet in the end we did something that is better for the community as a whole. Getting up early in the morning to do a job that at first seemed like something we didn't want to do was hard, and in the end it created a great memory. Without the event, we would never know how we work together, not just as class, but as fellow leaders in the world. There were also people at the service learning project that did not have to be there, yet they were there for the community. With them there, it spurred us who were required to be there to do our best and go above the expected level. We proved that though we may all be leaders, we also proved that we are great workers with others and can get any task done with help of fellow peers.
The Service Learning Day really showed us the people that were willing to work and the ones who begrudgingly worked. This leads us to the idea of the courage to challenge, which is confronting leaders and followers acting in a destructive manner. We are given a strong idea of where the line is drawn between right and wrong with Craig Dunn and his beliefs upon integrity demonstrated in his article Integrity Matters.
Craig Dunn talked to us about leadership and trust. He talked about integrity and what it really means. It's all about what you are doing when no one else is watching. Doing the right thing with no sense of reward or gratification is tough and is a challenging trait of leaders, but it is crucial nonetheless. He also talked about how it's important to trust someone, but verify everything they say.
By participating in the Service Learning Project, I experienced firsthand how a leader must be willing to challenge their leadership abilities to improve their skills. Perspective is one of my less prominent leadership skills. When someone was struggling, I tried to see things from their perspective and figure out why and how I could help. For example, someone wasn't getting the donut technique, but after seeing why they were struggling, I was able to help them with understanding how to properly plant a tree.
Spirituality may be my weakest character strength, yet it doesn't define me. I may not believe in a higher power, but I put faith in those that I work with. By challenging what spirituality means, I came to understand that faith in a team is a better way of thinking. I feel as though I grew. As the team also got stronger, I felt stronger as well.
Studying different types of leadership with the benefits and downfalls of each style helped us analyze what types of leaders we are and could be. By knowing this, we were able to have a deeper understanding of the courage to participate in transformation, which is acknowledging you have a problem as a leader, taking responsibility, and visualizing the outcomes of the transformation in your behavioral patterns.
One leadership theory outlined in the book is transformational leadership. This type of leadership helps to outline the courage to participate in transformation, which is particularly relevant to the responsible leadership ethics discussed in this class. Transformative leaders meet higher level needs of their followers and are characterized as leaders who strive for morality in their leadership and work to inspire followers.
This was extremely apparent at our service learning day. As stated before, there were many volunteers that had no obligation to serve at this function, yet they were the ones to work the hardest and motivate others to the best they could be. They demonstrated transformational leadership through inspirational motivation, which is to arouse team spirit and show enthusiasm and optimism. By being leaders themselves, they encouraged our team to want to demonstrate better leadership.
Craig Dunn's visit to class and speech on integrity helped us to develop a better sense of the courage to lead, which is the ability to acknowledge when an organization is making unethical decisions and to leave if necessary. It also includes acknowledging when an organization has leaders whose behavior does not match their supposed values.
Sometimes it takes more courage to leave a group than to join one. When a group's morals do not match your own, it takes true strength to stand apart from the group. Mr. Dunn's speech discussed how integrity is the most important character in a leader. Integrity requires you to stand up for what you think is right, even when it's an unpopular decision. True leadership requires associating yourself with groups that align with your values.
When we look at everything through the model of courageous followership, we find elements for both working as a unit as well as improving ourselves as leaders. We've had many leaders' qualities demonstrated to us through the Service Learning Project, and we've discovered our strengths and weaknesses. This class has given us the tools to understand what it takes to be a great leader, as well as understand the qualities of other leaders.